Shalom Israel, Shalom Israel. All praise to the Messiah Yahweh through his Son, Yahweh Shai. Peace, love, and grace to the elects of the Most High God. Thank you and welcome once again on this episode on Arise, O Israel. Remember, on Arise, O Israel, our responsibility is to wake up the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible to their true identity and to bring them back to the law, statutes, and commandments that Most High God gave our forefathers, that they should keep it and obey it and also show it to their children and teach it to their offsprings, which is the so-called black people you see today. My people, you have been bamboozled, you have been lied to. The so-called white people that are in Israel today are not the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. We teach on this channel according to the scriptures. If you go to the book of Revelation chapter 2 verse 9 and the book of Revelation chapter 3 verse 9, you will understand that the so-called Jewish people are not the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. They are called the synagogue of Satan. They are converts. They converted to Judaism. That is why they call themselves Israeli, which is not Israelites. They also call themselves Jewish people. That means pretending to be Jew. The real Jews of the Bible, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel are the so-called black people, the so-called African Americans, the so-called African Canadians, the so-called African Europeans, the black people that went through the transatlantic slave trade. You are the true biblical bloodline Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, the direct descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your kingdom is about to be established. That is why every single thing that you are going through right now as a black person all over the world is according to the curses of the Deuteronomy 28 from 15 to 68. Our people do not know why they are going through what they are going through. However, Most High is fulfilling the prophecies in the Bible. He made it clear that the children of Israel will wake up in the land of their captivities, according to the book of Baruch, chapter 2, from 30 to 35. He made it clear that the children of Israel will wake up in the land of their captivity. So yes, transatlantic slave trade is in the Bible. So right now, the kingdom of the Israelites is about to be established, according to the book of Revelation. That is why Esau is being very much careful in the way they are dealing with Iran. Who is Esau? The so-called white people. The so-called white people today, their headquarters is United States of America. They are the beast the Bible talk about. The mystery Babylon in the book of Revelation is the Americans. That is why they know that the Bible prophesies that the Medians or present-day Iran is going to be the nation that will bring destruction to America. So the Israelites will be freed and saved. The World War III that is about to happen is going to be the salvation of the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. The so-called black people, you are about to be freed. That is why the oppressor, Esau, do not want to engage Iran in any war. Because the Bible prophesies that the Medians, which is these Russians, the Chinese, and the Islamic Republic of Iran, is prophesied they are going to be the people that will destroy the United States of America. My brothers and sisters, it's all in the Bible. We're going to read it today. So they are being very, very cautious and careful. That is why they're placing a sanction to make sure that Iran do not acquire a nuclear bomb, because the Bible made it clear that America will be destroyed with a thermonuclear ICBM missiles, bombs. They know that the Bible is a true book. Most of the movies they act comes from the scriptures. like the Independence Day, that shows the invasion of the angels of the so-called USO over United States. Many other movies. Iran is going to be the one that will bring down the great Babylon, which is the United States of America, according to the Bible. In the book of Revelations, it's obviously written and clearly stated for those of you that have the spiritual and biblical understanding of the Bible. So today, we want you to know that the devil themselves are trading on a cautious ground. They are playing it safe. That is why Iran is doing what no other nation has done to the United States before. United States told Britain to seize their ships that is delivering oil to Syria from Iran. And Britain went ahead and did it. Since then, Iran has seized 2 of their ships. And the Britain and the United States cannot do anything about it, regardless of the fact that they want to cripple Iran's economy. For over the past 40 years, they are trying so hard to bring Iran to their knees. So Iran will not be able to produce nuclear bomb to fulfill the Bible prophecy. But however, the scripture says that a nation divided among each other can never stand. Esau is divided among Esau. The so-called Russians today, as we see them, are on the side of Iran. They are not on the side of the United States. That is Esau divided from Esau. That is why destruction is coming to America. So we are waking up our people for you to know that regardless of the pretense of the heathens of other nations pretending that what we are saying or what we are prophesying or the Bible or what is written in the Bible is not going to happen. You need to know that the Bible made it clear that they are going to be taken unawares. Majority of the people that are hearing this are going on their daily businesses, hoping and thinking that it's not going to happen. The word of the Most High God, the Elohim of Israel, everything he said on the scriptures must and will come to pass. So we are warning and waking up the Israelites, the so-called black people. You need to come back to repentance. You need to know that the Third World War is imminent. The Third World War must take place and will soon take place more than you think. We need to come back to repentance. We need to come back in worshiping and fellowshipping and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Elohim of Israel, and come out from those fake religion, Islam and Christianity, and other fake, useless religions that are scattered out there. The reason we are doing this is because the Ruach Kidax, the Holy Spirit, is waking up the men of the Lord. They're standing on the street, in byways and highways, and also on the social media platforms to prophesy and declare the end as it is written according to the scriptures. You need to wake up, the so-called black people, my brothers and sisters. Time is up. The prophecies are fulfilling and unfolding every single second. The so-called elites, they know that the prophecy will come to pass. All they are doing is pushing, trying to see if they can divert it. That is why Donald Trump ordered a space force from the United States Army or from the United States Air Force to set up a space force so they will be able to equip themselves to get ready for the war of Armageddon, when Most High will send his son Yahweh Shai with the countless of thousands of army of angels to come and invade this earth, destroy the enemies of the true Israelites, and restore the so-called black people into their original spiritual position. The black people you see today are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, and they are going to rule the world forever. Take it or leave it. The word of our Elohim will come to pass. Our job is to proclaim the coming of our Messiah and the destruction of the enemies of Israel. So today, we're going to read some scriptures to further let you know and confirm and prove to you as a fact that the scriptures made it clear that Iran is going to be the one bringing down Babylon the Great. As it is written, so shall it be. My brothers and sisters, stop playing. Stop playing. We know we are living in the land of the captivity of our captors. We know that the so-called black people are being intimidated, subjugated, discriminated, marginalized. However, remember, salvation is for the Israelites. That is why salvation is coming to us, because we are the most oppressed. We are the one at the bottom of the pyramid. We are the one. Nobody has any representation for us. Our Father, the Elohim of Israel, is about to fulfill his promise of salvation to his children, the elects of the Most High God, the so-called black people. You are the true biblical bloodline Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. Let's look at this picture right now. Look at this picture. What did you see in this picture? What did you see? Look at this picture. You see the book of Daniel chapter 2. If you go to the book of Daniel, it shows you where the king, ancient king of Babylonian Empire, who was Nebuchadnezzar, had a dream. And that dream is still being fulfilled. He had a dream where a statue had a head of gold and a body of silver and a waist of bronze, leg of iron, and the toes of iron and clay. What was the representation? What was the meaning of that dream? Nobody could tell the dream. The king of Babylon Empire ordered that the people that could not tell the dream be killed. And Daniel, who was a slave, who was the so-called black person and was a Hebrew Israelite, Mosiah gave him the ability to interpret the vision or the dream to Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was told that the head means, currently at that time, that Babylonian Empire, that God was the one that kept Nebuchadnezzar in that position. That the next one is going to, another kingdom will defeat and destroy the Babylonians. And that next nation was going to be the Medo-Persians. Keep that word in mind. Medo-Persians, which is present-day Iran. So Iran took over the empire of the world and was the next next nation that ruled the world after the Babylonian. That was the vision. And that vision came to pass. The Persians destroyed the Babylonian army and took over the world empire. They were called Medo-Persians, the Medians. Today they are called the Iranians, the Republic of Iran, or Islamic Republic of Iran. Then the West was seen as bronze, which was the Greek Empire that took over from the Medo-Persians Empire that took over from Iran and became the world power. They destroyed the Persians army, which is present-day Iranian army. And remember, the people of Greeks were the so-called Idumeans, which is the Esau that you see them today, the white people. And the leg was also the white people, which are the Edomians, which is the ancient Roman Empire. They took over and ruled for hundreds of years. They took over. The Roman Empire was the last empire. Before came the iron and clay. The iron and clay mixed with clay, which is the present day United States of America. Iron and clay means the other nations, there are many nations that comes up to be the world power, but still under the Idumeans. This is the sign of a multicultural. So on the bottom of this, on the feet of this status, there is another sign, as you can see on the left side, a rock coming from heaven. Here they said it's the rock of Jesus Christ. That means Yahweh Shai, whom the word called Jesus Christ, is coming back to now destroy this status. He's coming to install the kingdom of heaven on earth. The children of Israel, the so-called black people, are going to be restored. Now remember, bear in mind, during the empire of the Babylonian Empire, the time of the Babylonian Empire, and also the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, and the time of the Greek Empire, the time of Roman Empire, and the time of American Empire, and even British Empire that transited to American Empire. Remember, British established the Americans and Canadians. Remember that. So they are still under the iron and clay. So now, during those empires, Israelites, the so-called black people, were enslaved in all these nations. Why? Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Even till today, we are still under slavery, under subjugation. Everywhere the so-called black men are today, be it in Biafra, be it in America, be it in China, we are all being mistreated, subjugated to slavery. We were brought to that land. Our ancestors were brought there through slave trade. So now, the kingdom of heaven is the rock that is coming all the way from heaven. That is why when you pray the Lord's Prayer, it says, thy kingdom come. So the kingdom of heaven is coming down on earth to establish and put back the so-called black people on power. That is why the other nations hate the black people, and they do not want them to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Because once that starts happening, the kingdom of heaven will come. And the Bible made it clear that the Medians, which is the Medo-Persians, which is present-day Irans, are going to destroy this current empire that we see today, which is American empire and their NATO European allies. So let's go into the scriptures right now and break down some of the scriptures to further prove to you that the Bible is a true book. All praise to the Messiah Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel. Let's go to the book of Micah, chapter 4. Down, I read. But in the last days, it shall come to pass that the mountains of the house of the Lord shall be established. You see that? The rock that was coming down to destroy all those empires that has already been up till now. That rock is the kingdom of heaven. That is going to be the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. Other nations are going to come to Israel to worship the Elohim of Israel. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob. Who did he say? God of Jacob, which is the father of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So Israel is the children of the Most High God that is going to rule in the kingdom of heaven, that is going to stand on top of a hill, and everybody will come there to worship the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. For the law shall go forth of Zion. You see that law that the so-called Idumeans, the so-called white people are trying to hide, they are breaking those laws. They are telling people that the law has been made away with in their fake Christian churches. That law will be our guidance. That law we will teach other nations. Shall go forth on Mount Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. See that the word of the Lord, which is the same law, we're going to go other nations to teach them. The so-called black people, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, will teach those laws to other nations. It's going to go forth from Mount Zion. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their sword into plowshare and their spear into plumb hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So the Israelites We are going to go other nations and teach them the laws of the Most High God. No other nation will come into fight again. We are going to subject other nations into perpetual slavery. They are going to obey the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God that they do not want to obey now. We are going to receive spiritual powers. We are going to rule all over the world. But they shall sit every man under his vine, and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of the hosts has spoken it. So there is not going to be any war again. The so-called black people will rule the world, and there will be peace in Jerusalem and all over the world. No other nation will allow to rule. No other nation will be allowed to practice any useless religion. Everybody will keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. If you don't, the men of the Lord will waste you, according to the scriptures. And in that day, since the Lord will, in that day, said the Lord, will I assemble her that hated, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that have afflicted. Who is her? The Israelites, his own people. We have been afflicted. We've been scattered away all over the nations for slavery. We are going to be gathered back. We have been afflicted. We are going to be gathered back. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far of a strong nation. Israel was scattered away all over the world. Read the book of James chapter 1 verse 1. Read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 from 64 to 68. Israel was scattered with ships, transatlantic slave trade, and other slave trade in the history. We have been serving other nations. Our nation is about to be established. Most High God said he's going to be gathering us. He's going to bring us back. He's going to make us a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever. My brothers and sisters, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, Messiah is going to reign with you forever. You are going to rule over the world. The Bible is a true book, and it's about to happen. That is why Esau do not want to go to war with Iran. They are scared because they know that the Bible prophecy must come to pass. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. That means the true Hebrew Israelites, the so-called black people today. That is why you have been hated, because the kingdom of heaven is for you. Now, why dost thou cry out loud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. Mosiah is asking you, black men, black women, stand up on your feet and cry out to your father and teach your people this word and let them know that we are going to be the kings and queens. Mosiah God is asking you, is there no kingship qualities in you, so-called black people? Don't you know that you are the kings and queens? The Elohim of Israel is your father. Don't you know that? Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughters of Zion. Right now we are in pain. We are like a pregnant woman that is about to deliver a baby. We are now in pain, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. What did he say? Thou shalt go even to Babylon, which is present-day America. There shalt thou be delivered. Most High God is sending his son to come to America to deliver us. He said it that we are going to go to Babylon. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of them, thy enemies. From the hand of thy enemies. What did he call the so-called white man? Thy enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee. That said, let her be defiled, and let our eyes look upon Zion. Other nations want us to be defiled. That's why they scattered all over the world. They bought us as slaves. We built their nations. We built their empires. We built North America. We built Europe. We built Asia. We built the Great Wall of China. We built the White House. Our people were slaves. And we did not receive any payment for that. And now we're still at the bottom of the pyramid. We are being defiled. So Most High God is making it clear that the other nations desire that we've been defiled. Go to the book of Psalm, it will make it clear. 12. But they know not the thought of the Lord. So the other nation, Most High God is saying that they don't know his thought. He doesn't know the plan he has for the black people, or so-called black people, the Israelites. They don't know. So that's why we are waking up our people. You need to know that Most High God said that he's going to deliver us from here. He's going to get us out of this place. For I will make thy horn iron, and I will make thy hoof brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole world. Israel, the power is going to be given to you. You need to wake up and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Let me show you the proof that Most High God is going to deliver us with the army of angels, which the world called aliens, or so-called UFO. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 31, and I read, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elects from the four winds, from one end of the earth, of heaven to the other. Why is the angels going to gather the Israelites in 4 weeks of the world? Because we were sold through slavery. We are scattered all over the world. So the elects are going to be picked up by the angels. We are going to be taken away from here in a twinkling of an eye. Israel, wake up. This book is for you. This Bible is for you. The book of Wwill. Wwill chapter 3 from verse 1, I believe, to 5. And I read, for behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So we are going to be taken away from our captivity. Back to Jerusalem, my people. Wake up, black people are going home. We are the Israelites of the Bible. I will also gather all nations. Pay attention. This is important. Mosiah said, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Where is the valley of Jehoshaphat? In Middle East, where they are now. The Strait of Hormuz. In Middle East, Iran, the whole world is gathering. America is gathering over 60 countries to go to the Strait of Hormuz right now. Most High God is gathering them there. That is where it's going to go down. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. So Most High God is going to plead with them by destroying them. They are going to kill each other there. The world war is going to start from Middle East. The Bible is a true book. It's happening as I speak to you. It's about to go down. Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So those people in our land are fake. Most High God said that they have scattered us and they parted his land. Those people in Israel today, they are the one that sponsored the slave trade that took us from west coast of Africa all over the world. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for a wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? Tyre and Zidon are African nations. They sold us to the Grecians and all the coast of Palestine. Will ye render me a recompense? Mosiah is asking them a question. Will you pay me back for what you did to my people? And if ye recompense me, Mosiah said, if they pay me back, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Mosiah God, he said, I'm going to pay you back with your own coins, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. when the Roman Empire came to Jerusalem and took us for slavery, killed us, they defiled our temple and stole many things that belongs to Mosiah. Mosiah is asking them a question. Are you going to pay me back for what you have done? Israel, wake up. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, from 17 to 22, and I read, behold, I will stir up the Medes. Who are the Medes? Mosiah God is going to stir up the Medes. I told you who the Medes were, which is the present-day Iranians, the Islamic Republic of Iran. Mosiah God is stirring them up. That is why America is scared to go to war with them. Iran is seized 2 ships belonging to NATO and their allies. 2 ships. And America is about, or if already have returned, the ship they asked Britain to seize. Because they are scared of what is about to happen if they go to war with Iran. Which shall not regard silver and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So since 40 years, America has tried to overthrow the Iranians, using all tricks possible. The Iranians do not want to be overthrown or bought over like other nations did. That is why Mosiah is telling you, they do not regard silver or gold. They could not put their own puppet there. Bible is a true book. Their bows also shall clash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, Babylon, which is America, which is the glory of all kingdoms, they are the world's superpower. The beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So what is going to happen in America is going to be like when God overthrew the Sodom and Gomorrah. He's going to use Iran to do it, and also the chariot of Israel. The so-called UFO, they are going to destroy the United States of America. So said the Elohim of Israel. It shall never be inhabited. He said, by the time I'm done with America, America will never be inhabited again. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. So the Arabians, let them get ready. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But with wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their horses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant places, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. The days of the destruction of the mystery Babylon shall not be prolonged. My brothers and sisters, Israelites, the elects of the Most High God, time to go to work and wake up our people. We are about to go home, people. Repent. Come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Most High God is not playing. Time is up, people. Time is up. Time is up. Time is up. The book of Baruch made it clear. Baruch chapter 4, 25. My children suffer patiently the wrath that is upon you from God. For thy enemy had persecuted thee. But shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. Israel, Most High God is letting you know that the so-called Idumeans, that it has been persecuting, killing, and responsible for what we are going through all over the world. Biafrans, all over the world, our people are suffering because of the Idumeans. Most High God says that he is going to make sure that we see the destruction of the enemies of Israel. It's clear who the enemies of Israel is, because we are getting gunned down every other day all over the world. The book of Revelation, chapter 18, made it clear by 18 verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sin have reached unto heaven, and the God had remembered her iniquities. Israel, God has remembered the iniquities of Esau. Esau is about to be brought down from his kingdom. Israel is about to be established as the next kings and queen of this universe. My brothers and sisters, let him that have ear, let him hear what the word of the Most High God is saying. Because we are almost in our kingdom. Until then, Israel, I must say, Shalom, all praise to the Most High Yahweh of Israel. And also, happy Sabbath day to all the elects of Most High God that are scattered in all four corners of the world. Remember, I will see you all in Zion. Remember, see you guys all on our next episode on Arise, O Israel. Share this video now so our people will wake up. Bye for now.